Those are the sounds you hear from the Union and Middlesex County tournaments where Elizabeth won the semifinals versus Westfield, and in a very close game. I'm going to get into all the details. And St. Thomas Aquinas beat up on Colonia, a good Colonia team, very good Colonia team. Now, Elizabeth won 44-43, and Colonia won 69-53. Hi, I'm your host, Ron Fitch. This is the the New Jersey High School Report. And I'm here to break everything down, talk about the tournament and the county tournament I covered. I covered the Middlesex County tournament and a little state predictions. But let's get to the Elizabeth Westfield game. That was a great game. It was 44-43. And I thought the most underrated kid on the court was Sean Jules, the big guy from Elizabeth, who eventually fouled out, gave it his all, played very, 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 very good. He was solid all game long. He did what he was supposed to do. If you see the box score, he was very good. Sean Logan was very good, 18 points, 11 blocks, 7 rebounds. I mean, and he was passing the ball. They don't have the assist, but Sean Logan played very well. TJ Holleran played really good. But Elizabeth, the key to this game was Westfield would get a 6-point lead, 4-point lead, and they were right on the verge, because Elizabeth don't have a lot of scores. They're right on the verge of breaking the game open, and it wouldn't happen because either Robinson or Richelieu, ATN Richelieu, would hit big shot after big shot. And ATN Richelieu is what the doctor ordered when it came to Elizabeth, because they needed a second guy. They would lose games because there's Robinson and no one else. Now they have the second guy. They could use a third guy playing against Rosa Catholic. Actually, Sean Jules did play well. He hit a couple hook shots in the lane against that size, which was impressive. But Westfield they would turn the ball over and just keep Elizabeth hanging in the game till the end. And they had the opportunity to tie, and Robinson gets a shot block. He had the stick-to-itiveness to just have the wherewithal with time running out to catch his own block shot and hit a all-net shot to send it to overtime. And then Richelieu hits a dagger 3 to give them the 1-point lead, and they were able to get a stop. And another thing that Elizabeth did good, Richelieu played well. His post defense was good. When Jules found out, he guarded Logan pretty well. And I'd have given the ball Logan a little more. They did run some good set plays off of Logan. A lot of post passing where one of their players would catch the ball in the post and Logan would cut to the basket. They would catch him. He would catch the ball, score inside. They had a lot of back screens. They did some good things, but I would have just kept giving him the ball more with his size and the way he scored. But that's neither here nor there. Elizabeth wins, and they move on to play Rosa Catholic. And Rosa Catholic, it was a beat-a-game Linden team. I can tell you right now, Linden played, even though the score doesn't indicate it, Linden played a good game. It was 62-47, a lot better than the game of Rosa Catholic, where it was 68-18 at one time. And I knew Linden was going to play tougher. But what Linden did, which I hadn't seen all year, they shot the ball pretty well. Elijah Motley had 4 3-point shots. They made 8 3-point shots in this game, but they were destroyed. I mean, Rosa Catholic had 34 rebounds And 17 assists, so they passed the ball well, and that was big. They tore the offensive glass, and Lawrence shot the ball well. Simeon Wilcher didn't shoot it as well, but he did a lot of other things, and he hit the shots he had to hit. And Rosa Catholic, I thought they kind of at times they overplayed the pass lane, and Linden made them pay to keep the game close. I don't know if it was because they beat the crap out of them the last time, but they were not as disciplined defensively. So they're going to have to clean that up. But now they play Elizabeth. And this is really, really, this is the most important part of when you talk about Elizabeth and Westfield. I mean, not Westfield, Elizabeth and Rosa Catholic. Elizabeth runs an offense where I guess it's called the weave, where up top, the guards hand the ball off to the other guard. He's looking to drive, go downhill and drive or dish it for a three-point shooter. So they're constantly running that motion play up top. They call it the weave, where either ATN is driving to the basket or Robinson will drive and do his little pull-up at the elbow, and he'll hit a lot of those shots or pull up and hit threes. He's a good post-up, or they'll dish it inside to Jules, or Jules will get the offensive rebound. They're constantly in motion. But what I do believe the Rosa coaching staff may do is jump that play, is just trap it up top and try to get in transition. Rosa Catholic, and this goes for St. Thomas Aquinas too, they are built on transition points. They live off transition points, turnovers, and they are very good at the long pass after a turnover or after a rebound. They're sprinting up court, and they're very good at getting the easy buckets. They run the lanes well. They're solid. Rosa Catholic is solid with that. And a 2-point lead could turn to a 20-point lead in a blink of an eye when it happens. So Elizabeth has to be careful. The game has to be in, like it was Westfield, 5-6, whether they got the lead or they're behind. It has to be in that range. So when the fourth quarter comes, all the pressure is going to be on Rosa Catholic, and it's going to be a ton of Elizabeth fans at that game. Rosa Catholic have some fans. Elizabeth will flood Kane University with their fans, and they're going to be loud. They haven't won a while. They're going to be excited to be in their first final in a long time. Phil is going to be excited. The problem is the size. And Rosa Catholic is a good offensive rebound team, but I'm going to tell you something. For their small size, Elizabeth is a very good defensive rebounding team. Westfield did not get a lot of second shots. It was one and done. And if Rosa Catholic is not running and they're one and done and they don't shoot as good like they did against Linden, that's Elizabeth's path to victory. But they can't turn the ball over because Rosa Catholic is not like Westfield. They will make you pay. Westfield made some mistakes that could have opened the game up, and Rosa Catholic will not do that. They will open the game up, and that'll be curtains. And they got to get a third scorer, whether it's the sophomore kid that has played well, or the point guard is a terrific on-ball defender. He doesn't even look at the basket. And I know that Greg Boff and his coaching staff is like, listen, we're gonna trap the heck out of this guy, and we're gonna dare him to shoot. We're gonna harass him, but we're also gonna get in his head. And he's gotta, if he's open, take the shot. Whether you make it or miss it, you're making Rosa Catholic defend that fifth guy, and that's going to be so important in that game. Now let's get to St. Thomas Aquinas. Whew, man. They are explosive. Whew. I mean, they take your breath away. They have a 5-guard rotation, and they were down 11-2 because Colonia is the third time they came out 11-2. I said, Colonia is playing well. They're big, is scoring. They're able to break St. Thomas' half-court pressure. Then all of a sudden, Adam Salis happened. He hit shot after shot. He was hitting some cold-blooded threes. He went on his own personal run. In the second quarter, from the middle of the first and the second quarter, St. Thomas Aquinas went on a 23-6 run. That was a game. Then they ended up going up 7 at the half. And they were too quick. They're too athletic. Now Colonia's down 16. Now they got to pressure a quicker team. And when you're not as quick as a team you're pressuring, that's usually layup city. That's what it was. And that's when the speed of Adam Salis took over. And he had 37 points. He was the star of the game. And I had a chance to interview him.
Okay, hold on. All right, I'm here with Adam Salis. You had an outstanding game.
Thank you.
What was the key to you guys winning the game?
The key to our success was we just couldn't get sped up. We had to play our game through the whole game. We couldn't let their run get the best of us, and we knew we'd come out on top and get the job done.
After it was 11-2, what did you guys do to change it? You won a 23-6 run, and that changed the whole game.
Well, basically, it was probably a lot of nerves and jitters going around. Guys have really never been on the stage like this. A lot of guys in COVID year, we hadn't had a chance to play since like our sophomore year. So it was just a lot of nerves going on. We know once we relaxed and got it together, it was going to be good.
37 points. And your points, finally, what do you guys have to do to get through that rough parochial A?
Can you say that again?
To get through parochial A, what do you guys have to do?
We got to just keep being together and playing our game. We got to play defense. We got to have energy every game. We can't be up and down. We just got to stay on an ascending way, you know?
Okay, who else is looking at you as far as colleges?
There's a couple colleges coming here and there. My coach is trying to keep a lot of them away from me, like me knowing just to keep me, like my, so my morale doesn't get too high, too low. I just keep playing and keep progressing.
You're going to make a college team very proud. You play great and hard.
Whoever will have me will be lucky.
Thank you.
Before we get to the Hudson Catholic game, I did have a chance to interview Union County Director Tom Lewis, who was the coach of Rawway. And I know he had a great, and he didn't want to talk about it, he was modest. He had a great team years ago in 85 when he played one of the greatest public school teams of all time, the Elizabeth team with Chris Gatlin in the county finals. But I wanted to let him reflect about his opinion about the Union County finals.
Okay, I got Mr. Tom Lewis here. He's the man that organized everything at Union County tournament. If you want to know anything about it, you talk to him. How did you get involved during the tournament after Frank Ciccarelli?
Well, I was the boys basketball coach at Rawway. I worked for Mr. Ciccarelli probably the better part of 15 years. Worked as an assistant, and eventually, when he passed away, I took over as executive director.
Okay, let me tell you why you have the best gig. This is always the best county when it comes to Patrick School, Rosa. All the top tournament or champion teams have come out of county every year. So every year you do this, it's always a great team.
Well, I think that's a fair statement. Union County has been the Mecca of high school basketball for the past 50 years. It's not so much that we have one good team. Usually we have 5 or 6 really good teams. And we always represent the Tournament of Champions very well. And we've had NBA-type players come out of Union County. And to me, going back in the history, there's just so many phenomenal players that have come through the county and moved on to great situations as far as careers and what they did.
Okay, why did you switch the venue from, because years ago it started at Rosa Catholic, then it went to the Dunn Center, now it's here at Kane. Why did you switch it here?
Kane is not a better facility than Kane. And the Kane administration has been nothing but spectacular over the last 20 years for us. And more important, it gives high school players an opportunity to play on a college floor in a college setting, and really gives high school teams the college look of a wider floor, a bigger floor. And to me, the parking and all the different hospitality that Kane University offers us is fantastic. Probably one other thing, it gives a lot of student bodies from a lot of schools to get a chance to see Kane University and how the facilities are excellent as well as the education. So it's really a big win for our 22 high schools in Union County.
Okay, everybody wants to know this question. Greatest individual performance of all time you saw in the Union County?
That's probably the hardest question you could ever ask, because all it will do is get you into great debate. There's so many players to talk about. unbelievable offensive performances. Probably the one that comes to my mind as being a flawless excellence performance was Kyrie's last high school game at Kane University, where they took on a real good, solid Jeff Lebretsky Plainfield team, where I thought Kyrie Irving was just super excellent in the sense of being flawless, making every player better, and his stats were almost basically, I want to say almost meticulous in the sense of no turnovers. When you get a player who can make everybody better and turn around and be a little on the unassuming side as well as being great. So I'm going to take him, but I'll tell you right now, it would be probably remiss on my behalf. There's probably 20 players that are going to fight me on that because they're out there, and there are so many different players. You can go basically to all the different players, so many to mention, players that you can think of. I mean, no one will ever break a Wally Dixon first half performance that he had in a losing effort. But like I say, I can take so many different things to talk about, but I think bottom line is I'm going to just take Kyrie for the moment.
Finally, you were a very good coach in your own right, and you had the opportunity to play in the finals in '85 against Elizabeth, correct? Against Gatling? Was that '85 or '84?
85.
85, you had a very good Rawway team, and you played Elizabeth. Now, how many times you played Elizabeth that year?
Too many. Too many. The real deal is too many. I got news for you. When you talk about Elizabeth, and you talk about the coach there, Benny Candolino, guys like me helped put him in the Hall of Fame. Let's put it that way. We had good teams. I had some excellent players in Rawway. I had the opportunity at Union Catholic to coach John Hempel. So when you really kind of break it down, we were always close with so many other teams. But Elizabeth was in a whole nother level because I felt they had great players with great coaching. It's a tough combination. So you're starting to bring up bad memories when you bring up Elizabeth basketball to me. So I can't say enough. But I had really good opportunity in my coaching career at Rawway.
Thanks a lot.
All right, I want to show you the highlight of Mark Armstrong's dunk. This was like he came from the heavens. He did his dunk in the Metro against Camden. It's just, I love watching him play. It's a shame if he had a little more help, St. Peter's would really be dangerous. All right, I want to end the show by talking about Hudson. St. Peter's and Hudson Catholic are going to play in the tournament final. They split 2 great games. The last one was really good where Hudson opened my eyes to show how good they are. They beat St. Peter's and St. Peter's. I like Hudson Catholic. Let me see. I'm really considering, and I'm going to roll the dice. I really, really think Hudson Catholic. I think Hudson Catholic can come out of that parochial B. I really do. I really like the sum of what they do. I like how athletic they are. They play really smart. They play well together. That's a team that could be a problem in the future, man. I really like their squad. They're battle tested. Bosco's been really having a really good year. Bergen has got that backcourt, so you got to be careful when I'm picking against Bergen. I just like what Hudson brings to the table. They got size. You got Elijah Gertrude, who's a monster, could absolutely jump out of the building, shoot threes, defend. He's got long arms. They feed him the rock. They're big time. Now, they can beat Bergen, and that'll be good, but I'm going to tell you something else. Rutgers Prep is headed for a collision course. I believe it's the following Monday, because they're going to beat up on their teams. They're going to play against St. Thomas Aquinas, the team I just talked about earlier. And that's going to be a great game. Bergen, and they play on the same day as Bergen Catholic potentially against Hudson, the Hudson St. Peter's winner. Now I'm picking. Now, regardless of what happens tomorrow, if St. Peter's wins, okay. But I'm picking Hudson to beat St. Peter's Friday in their gym, barring Mark Armstrong putting up 50. Okay. Hey, nothing you can do about that, and they move on. But I'm just saying, I just believe Hudson is going to make a run. They're going to win. Gertrude and his boys, they're going to win that section. That's going to be my pick. They're going to make that run. They're going to come out, and they're going to play the winner of Rutgers Prep and St. Thomas Aquinas, because I believe they're better than Red Bank Catholic and all those teams on the other side. I'm not sold on those teams in the South. I like St. Thomas Aquinas and Rutgers Prep. I love what they're battle tested. I like what they're made of, and I like that's a great game. The toughness, the strength, the size of Rutgers Prep, and their ability to rebound and push you and punch you in the face versus the speed and athleticism and the four-guard rotation of St. Thomas Aquinas. How cool is that matchup? Come on, man. That's as good as you get. That's basketball on the highest level in both those matchups. So the states is gonna be great in Group 4. You know, I like Patterson Charter out of Group 1. Group 2 is going to be Camden. I believe Newark Central will come out, and then Camden is going to. No offense to Sean McRae, who's a great coach and done a great job at Newark. Awesome dude, great in the community, but Camden's going to mop the floor with them. I like Colonia, the team that got beat tonight. I love Colonia. The sum is bearing their parts. I like their team. They're well coached. They fight. They battle. They're coming out of Group 3, I believe. And Group 4 is Cherry Hill. The South, you got Cherry Hill, Lenape, and then the North is Westfield, Linden, Elizabeth, and Linden. If they're going to shoot it like they against Rosa Catholic, they're going to be a pain in the neck, because if they upset Westfield, they finally get to play in their home gym, which they haven't done all year. And it could be Elizabeth, or it could be Watchung Hills. You just Group 4 is whoever plays good that day, they're moving on. This scrum here, this section is going to decide I don't know if the section 1 is as good. You know, Kennedy's pretty good, but they're not as tough as these teams in this section with Westfield and Linden and Elizabeth.